And it says we are live. It's Thursday night. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean it's time for GotBot Goes live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. And while you're at it, light them up, baby. Hit the notification bell. It helps me out a ton, and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course, hit the join button, baby, right here on YouTube, and become a channel member at any given time. As a matter of fact, just a couple of days ago, I put up a rather in-depth look at the Hasbro low, referring to the stock prices that really dropped. And up and coming in the next couple of days, we're going to do some first looks at Minerva and the Hero is Born set before doing the full reviews next week. So we do have a couple of things there up and coming. Let me just get everything sorted away here. I hope you guys are having a tremendous week as always. You know that I only want the best for you, man. I only want the best for you. Let's go with this and get this set up. And let's just do that. Are we good? Are we good? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay, I think we're good. Think we are good. Hey, Ultra Marcus, happy you're here, buddy. Hey, Jay. Sam. Dragonfly. Hey, Lee. Hey, Slow DK. Terry, happy you're here, buddy. Been a hot minute since we talked. Hey, Mike. We have a bunch of people here right now that are, goodness gracious to me, a bunch of people here now that are, just doing the howdies and the highs and the hellos. What is going on here? Okay, and I gotta do this. All right. Whew. Sorry about that, guys. I was having some issues there with getting things set up. Hey, Devlin. Happy to see you here too, buddy. Okay, so let's kind of jump into it tonight. This should be, I think, a bit of a chill show. By the way, things went well for anybody who might be wondering. I mentioned last week how Starscream Wife was already gone out because she was officiating a wedding for a very, very good friend of ours. The wedding was beautiful. It went off really well. Starscream Wife was actually trying to help the bride and groom with their pictures afterwards. I was chilling out back in our room, and she ended up twisting her ankle over on rocks, bad enough that we actually had to leave and go to the pharmacy to get something to wrap her ankle because she definitely done some ligament damage, some tendons or something, right? Because it swole out the size of an egg, and it only got worse from there. She couldn't walk on it. And big shout out to the Greens Harbor pharmacy, because honestly, when we went in, the pharmacist and the cashier, because this was in a small town, right, were both super helpful. They made sure that she had a wrap. They made sure that she had actually a compression sleeve, and that they made sure like the compression sleeve fit. They really did set her up. So right now she's still sort of recovering a little bit. So she's not going to be running over and getting in the way here because her ankle is still recovering, but she's getting there. Luckily, all of that happened after the ceremony, so that went off without a hitch, as did the rest of the evening. It's just too bad that is something that she experienced, but you know what? It was a really special thing she was able to do for some friends of ours. And, the ankle will heal, but the experience of getting to officiate the marriage of one of your best friends, somebody that you consider family, I mean, you can't buy that, you can't buy that experience. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying, and then we're going to kind of get going here. Let's see. I'm considering getting some third party. There's a First Aid and Groove. I really like the look of it's. Yes, the MMC First Aid and Groove. They look very clean. I like MMC's products. I don't know what the end result will be. I feel like that this will be fairly successful, to be honest with you, because like I said, I don't have a ton of MMC, but my Solus Prime is MMC, and I've handled a couple of things over the years from them, and you know what? I like their products. I really do. So if you're on the fence, Marcus, I would suggest to you that you know I think you can buy with confidence. Let me put it to you that way. I think MMC is a company that you can buy from with confidence. Hey, Ultra Megatronus, listening on the road, listening, not watching, listening. That's all right, buddy. I'm just glad you're here. You keep eyes on the road and stay safe out there. Yeah, she's coming along. It's I mean, this is Thursday, so it's been what, five days or so. She's still kind of hobbling around, but it's getting better. It's certainly getting better. Let's see. Look at that. Ultra Mark says he really likes this week's top 10 question. Last week's, it was so funny. Shout out to Daniel. Last week's, the top 10 blasters was so strange because I had looked it up and somehow I missed that we had already done that topic. So this was sort of a sequel, and it was an opportunity to kind of see how voting habits go. The one that's happening now is the top 10 threats / enemies that are not Decepticons. Already the voting is very, very, very interesting with that, because some of it refers to threats specifically, but some of it refers to bots that really aren't Decepticons. It's a very interesting way the voting's going this time. I can't wait to see the final results. I thought the G1 Jada Series 1 Jada Nano Metal Fig set a while ago. Oh, I bought. Sorry, I thought. I bought. Lee says, I bought the G1 Jada series Nano Metal Fig set a while ago. I got the G.I. Joe series 1 set. So now I'm working on making a Transformers versus G.I. Joe chess set. Interesting way of doing it. I like that idea, man. I really like that idea. I did not know that they'd done a G.I. Joe one. Is it actual Joes? Is that what it is, Lee? Like, is it Joes or is it like Joe vehicles? Right? I'm just curious. Hot wings. Hot wings are good, man. I just finished eating my supper maybe 10 minutes before we came on here. Lockdown from AOE. Lockdown from AOE is definitely an interesting one. Of course, I don't count votes from in here, Jay. So vote. Go to the community tab. Vote there. Vote there. That's the best way I can tell you to do it. Okay, let's get into this because we're already 8 minutes in and we're not to the news. Let's get into it. So, we'll start down here. News and notes. Very first thing to note is from the reaction series, we had some stock images of the new line, which includes Cyclonus. And I feel like the coloration on Cyclonus is very much like his classics counterpart that came as part of Battle for Cybertron set, maybe that's what it was, the one with Hot Rod. It looks very much like that Cyclonus coloration. I don't dislike it at all. Wreck-Gar has a little more yellow tinge, especially on his face, than I would have liked personally. I feel like the coloration on Wreck-Gar is most in line with what we got from Keith with KFC. And I thought that while that's an excellent mold, I thought that Wreck-Gar looked a little yellow. It looked a little jaundiced to me. The Quintesson looks great, even comes with its little blaster. Honestly, if you don't have the Earthrise or you don't have the small third-party ones, I got those. I think the Reaction Quintessons are a nice way to go. They're small, sure, but I don't think that the Quints need to be as big as the rest of the bots necessarily. So I think that is a case where it matches the reaction line. It could also match the red line, to be honest with you. The Sharkticons obviously don't transform. They're in shark mode, but it's okay for little troop builders. The Ultra Magnus looks really cartoon accurate, really, really good. I like the Ultra Magnus. Though I do find that the pale blue windows on the chest sort of throw me off. I think I would prefer the chest to be red except for the blue crest. And of course, Unicron. The thing looks odd for sure. It is $4 more than the others. The others are $20. Unicron is $24 US. He will stand at 6 inches. The others are 3 3/4 inch scale. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? I think that the star there, I think the most practical ones there would be the Sharkticon and the Quintesson. But I think the real star of this wave is, of course, going to be Unicron. And like, this is the most mainline way that we're really getting a version of the original G1 prototype. Yes, it can't transform, but like when you look at it, you obviously know that this is based like 100% on that early G1 prototype. I can't imagine what that Unicron would have actually been like. I can't imagine how stable or not stable it would have been standing up. And I gotta believe that the arms, I assume they would have been able to go around. But outside of that, I don't know what else they could have done. I've often wondered if the ring would have been die cast. Can you imagine how heavy it would have been if those arms on that prototype were die cast? Anyway, just food for thought. I think the Unicron is the star. Reaction's not for me, but it might be for you. If I saw the Quint for a sale price, I might go for it. DNA Design, they unveiled their next upgrade kit, that being for Legacy Cybertron Metroplex. It gives him a new set of hands and an extension for his big, I don't know what you call it, his big weapon accessory thingy. But it also gives you drill bit. It's 50 US, but you get drill bit, which I think a lot of fans wanted. And you get some other bells and whistles. Personally, I really wish I could have DK04. I really, really wish I could go back and get that for Metroplex. I would like to have DK04 and DK04M, the feet ones, to go with Metroplex and Fort Max. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Jetfire reissue. Let's talk about that for a second. So, in the midst of the decline in stock prices and the Hasbro low, as you will, as a lot of people now call it. One of the things that's interesting is that they're doing a reissue of the Siege Jetfire, one of the most successful and pretty well renowned Commander class offerings. I've heard that they're doing this specifically because my ear is itchy, specifically because the sales need to be bolstered. They know that that's popular. They know a lot of people missed out on it. So why not do a reissue? Now, I have both, and it's just easier if I get the shattered glass. But if we compare this commander to more recent commanders, there's so much more here. Just as a quick overview, like if you missed this and you're like, oh man, I really want it. I've heard that it's 90 US now instead of 80. I don't like that. But if there's something that's going to be worth the value, I think this is it. I mean, the heft is here. It's twice the mass of a traditional leader class. That makes sense. You want to have a new class? Give me twice the mass. Sure. We have, ankle tilt. We have ratchets at the knees. We have not ratchets at the hips. Not ratchets out to the side, but ratchets forward and back on the hips. The knee, again, like I said, ratcheted. Thigh swivel, heel and foot, the ankle tilt, which I know I mentioned, but we have 2 blasters here. We have 2 more here. We have 2 on his arm. We have the double barrel blaster that was in the blasters countdown. We have the whole chest piece. We have the mask. Can come off, of course. The transformation is simple, but involved. I don't know if that makes sense. It's very intuitive. It makes sense after you do it a couple of times. The wrist swivel, the whole closing the hand for the little, I guess, part to pop out. That's a 5mm peg. The spring-loaded doors there for the head to go in. I'm telling you now, even through the War for Cybertron trilogy and Legacy, I complained at the time about price hikes, and I didn't like it. We did get some extra bells and whistles, but I'm telling you now, we have lost an awful lot. Don't get me wrong. I like the Motor Master well enough. Mine hasn't yellowed, though I know a lot of them do. I really adore the Rodimus Prime. But honestly, this is the standard bearer for Commander class. And if you missed out on it and you've been on the fence and wondering, do I really want it? Do yourself a favor, because I wasn't sure I wanted it. I was happy with my Thrilling 30. And After I got this and got it in hand and actually was able to manipulate it and feel it and get the tactile sensation and transform it and move it and everything else, I was like, you know what? No, this is so much better. You reviews, pictures, none of it does it justice until you have it in hand. But I'm telling you now, if you're on the fence, don't miss out a second time because he is just that good. So that's my thoughts on the reissue. Get it if you don't have it. We saw from Takara Legacy Dragon, I guess, Megatron Transform, Transmetal 2 Megatron Transform. It was the sort of thing that we used to see on the G1 boxes where there's like 5 or 6 images. It looks more simple than I thought it was going to be. I'm not sure where the head pops from, but it kind of looks like you take the tail and the arm and you sort of bring it all up together, and the legs are just there. The dragon legs seem to be the robot legs, and it seems like you just sort of like turn them so that the head becomes the left arm. And I'm not sure where the right arm comes from, and I'm not sure where the like tail part of the dragon goes, if it goes down behind or if his head is hidden inside the tail or what. But that's kind of how it goes. I feel like when we get it in hand, I feel like the transformation on that later class is going to be a lot simpler than what we are expecting. I could be wrong. I could be 1,000,000% wrong, but just seeing those pictures from Takara, I get a sensation of how things are going to move. It'll be interesting to see if it's accurate or not accurate when the time finally comes. So getting that out of the way. Shockwave Labs, they are doing a filler set for 86 core wheelie and 86 core ratchet. So if you have that wheelie, that ratchet, you don't like the hollowness, I guess Shockwave Labs got you covered. That being said, here in Canada, those things are, pretty much $20. I mean, for $20, I don't think that should be hollow. Personally, I don't think you should have to get a filler set. RoboSyn. I talked about last week a video done by one of the guys that used to be on Mythbusters, and he was really impressed with it. Now they're doing an Elite Optimus Prime. This is smaller. So let's just talk about the comparison very quickly. They pretty much look exactly the same, except the pelvis lights on the original bigger RoboSyn Optimus seem to be more yellow, as where the smaller one, they seem to be a little more amber or orange. Other than that, the original stood at 48.3 centimeters, and currently it is priced on the RoboSyn site for $1,000, though I believe at the time it was $750 when it came out. So I don't know why all of a sudden now it's $1,000. The new one is going to be 41 centimeters instead of 48.3, and it's going to be the low price of $699. So if the original was $750 to start, then this seems like you're saving $50. Some people are really angry about it, and they're like, you got the original and you got the trailer. Why are you putting out the smaller one? The trailer won't work with it. Are you going to do a smaller trailer? I don't know. I mean, I'm not in for it because I look at it and I'm like, this is really cool. This is really neat. And I've seen the videos and I've seen what it can do. And I'm like, neat. I watch a 10-minute video and then I'm done. If I owned it, that's all I would do with it. After 10 minutes, I'd be done. I don't need to spend $1,000 for 10 minutes of entertainment. And to me, this is just a novelty. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And if you love it and you have it, cool, good on you. I'm not going to say don't get it, because obviously the robotics, the engineering stuff is astonishing. I mean, we are getting closer and closer to real Transformers all the time. But that being said, to me, that this is a novelty item, and it just doesn't blow me away because it's a novelty item. Maybe it blows you away. We saw some more images and kind of the behind the scenes thing for the Legacy Leo Prime. It looks great. It was nothing much that was said by Mark that was of any import. It was nice to see that he has that attack mode where like some of his main goes forward. What was the big surprise to me, the thing I was happiest to see, is that Leo Prime, or Lio Convoy, if you will, he is able to accommodate blast effects. I really like that. I was afraid that that was starting to go by the wayside, and it's not. He can accommodate them. I'm really, really happy with that. We saw a 15th anniversary stop motion. It's for the, I guess, the 07 movie set from Amazon. And it was a stop motion done in China. It's done well. I mean, it's mostly them driving. We do see Optimus Prime transform. It's supposed to be like outside, I think, Sam's house. And when he transforms, like he bangs his head. And the Autobots come over to him and they're kind of chuckling. And then we see the Decepticons and they're all laughing hysterically because Optimus banged his head. And Optimus is, I'm a grumpy Optimus. And that's the end of it. It's not much to it. It's the simplest of stop motions, but it was a fun little laugh for like a minute, 15 seconds, something like that. Let's see. 86 Ironhide out in the US. It's so weird. I was having a conversation with a few other reviewers, and I said, I don't hate it. I don't have anything against it other than I don't believe for a second it's a Voyager. Some people are like, it's the engineering. I'm sorry, you got a few panels on the legs. I don't see the engineering being anything special. But I mean, Jay loves it. Jay hates the Earthrise, and he loves the 86. And I said, I don't hate it. I don't like it. I don't care that it exists. I don't care that it exists. I see no reason for it to exist, but I also see no reason for it to not exist. It's just there. People have asked me, am I going to get it? I'm not getting it for a Voyager price. I'm not spending $50 on what is essentially a fancy deluxe. No thanks. I felt like I shouldn't buy Hot Rod. And I did because I was doing a guy that I know a solid during the worst time of our shutdown when he was losing money. So I was helping out someone. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got it. My gut told me not to get the Siege Astro Train, and I got it, and I was disappointed the whole way through. My gut told me not to get Blitzwing, and I got it, and I've been disappointed the whole way through. I hate it. My gut is telling me, do not at all spend a Voyager price on this Ironhide. I am going to have to listen to it this time. If I can get it on sale, if it's on a nice discount and I can get it for like a deluxe price that I think it's worth, maybe. But I don't mind the Earthrise. I have the feet filled in on the Earthrise. I have the forearms filled in on the Earthrise. I want the one box. I don't like that this new one is getting rid of his one box. I don't mind that it's on his back. To be honest with you, I find it not obtrusive at all. It doesn't even move. It's just solid. It's just there. I don't mind it on Ratchet. I don't mind it on Shattered Glass Ratchet. I don't mind it on DK Guard, who I use as Shattered Glass Ironhide, and I don't mind it on Ironhide. I'm not saying that the new 86 isn't good. I don't like that it don't have the one box. I don't like that it don't have the yellow stripe, and I'm not too fond of the blue translucent windows. But I've been surprised before. I was surprised with Galvatron, for example. I wasn't sure if that was a true leader, and I went in on it because I said, you know what? He's really bulky. Maybe the mass is internally, and indeed it was. There's nothing about this that tells me this is a Voyager. This feels to me like them trying to scam us like they did with Hot Rod. But there is a solace and a comfort. Because of the stock price plummeting, it has been stated that Hasbro, through the autumn, heading to the holidays, plans to have many sales. Cool. Put them out. You want me to buy it? Give it to me for the price I think it's worth. Simple as that. You don't want to do that? You want to overcharge me? Cool. Lose a sale. It's very simple math. How bad do you want to sell your product? Are you willing to take a 4,000% markup over a 5,000% markup? That's going to be your call, because guess what? I'm happy with my Earthrise. I don't need them bad enough, personally. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just I don't have feelings about them one way or the other. I don't care that it exists. Maybe you do. Bomb Burst is out at GameStop in Canada, apparently, and in the US, apparently. And Wave 3 Deluxes, that being Point Blank. Who else is in that? Skullgrin, Crankcase, and Dead End, out in the US, not out in Canada that I know of yet. And before I get into the TFCon stuff, let's kind of finish off the rest of the news here. Doctor Who and Mechanic Toy, they showed off their like pink version of Wheelie. If you're like pink version of Wheelie, it's a pink version of their little wheelie that they're doing. The little vehicle mode is 5 centimeters and the little robot is 8 centimeters in height. So they're tiny. The pink version will be limited to 200 pieces and will be an exclusive to the Taobao shop, Little Bee Prints. I don't even know where this is available. China? Is that where Taobao is? China? I'm not sure. But anyway, that's where that is. Take it for what you will. Rise of the Beast news. So a couple of interesting points here. It was noted that there's still some filming going on. My guess is that during the editing, there were certain scenes that either they wanted to expand upon, that they wanted to reshoot, or there was probably a character that they wanted to expand on and give them more scenes and more dialogue. It's interesting that the film was delayed and we haven't heard anything in a long time. And now we are hearing of a little bit more filming. I don't think it's anything widespread. I don't think it's anything huge, but it's interesting that they're going back. I think that they're putting so much into the Rise of the Beast pot, along with the Earth Spark pot, that these two things have to succeed. They absolutely have to succeed. Or I think Hasbro and the franchise that we know is going to be in really big trouble. This has to work. I don't think they want to seem desperate, but I think that they're worried because this has to work. So they have to go back and make it perfect, or at least what they're deeming to be perfect. I hope it works out. As for marketing, because when is the marketing going to start for this? Like, when are we going to start actually seeing things for Rise of the Beast other than all this gimmicky toy junk that apparently is, I don't know if it's even hitting shelves yet. I mean, I guess it is. The Smash Change Optimus is out here. It's labeled as Cyberverse, but it's obviously not Cyberverse Optimus. It's obviously Movie Optimus. It's the weirdest thing to see a Movieverse Optimus in Cyberverse packaging. It's so odd. December. Word is December. Now, I think that's coming out from Asia, maybe. But yeah, apparently December. So maybe we might start to see some stuff in December. I wouldn't be shocked if we start to see a little bit of marketing in North America in January. And I wouldn't be the least bit shocked if the first big commercial for Rise of the Beast, the first big showing, the first big thing is Super Bowl weekend. I wouldn't be the least bit shocked by that. We'll see. It's supposed to start December. I think it'll start slow in December and January. And I think from Super Bowl on, I think it's going to be heavily marketed. Heavily marketed. Dr. Wu, I mentioned earlier, they all, with their pink wheelie, they also showed off their Slam Dance, this time with a toy accurate deco. Not much different than the other one. The only difference is the face is all red instead of the face being more of like a purpley maroon compared to the rest of them. And the red might be a little bit darker. The blues seem the same, but the other big difference between the two decos is the chest of the show accurate. Is that what we're going to call it? Is more like a warm gray, like a Power of the Primes, Titans Return, Optimus Prime trailer type of gray. And the new one is more of a cool gray, kind of like the Titans Return, Magnus Convoy, or Super Ginrai that came from Takara. So one is kind of like the cool gray that Takara used on the trailer. One is kind of like the warm gray that Hasbro used on the trailer. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but let me, there you go. Here you go. So one is a cool gray. Let me show it to you this way. So one is a cool gray, like on Blaster's shoulders and his body and stuff. A cool gray, a very stark gray. Whereas the one that I'm saying is show accurate or something is more of a warm gray, kind of like the Dead Prime alternate universe trailer. That's a warm gray, right? It always has a brown tinge to it. What one do you like? It's only a difference of looks. And we already did that. Okay, I'm going to check in with you guys, and then we're going to talk about TFCon. We're going to do the trivia, and we're going to then do the little pickup this week, and we're going to get out of here. Let me put that down. let's check in with you guys and see what you guys are saying. How far up do I have to go here? Okay, I think I can go down here a little bit. Let's see. How far down? Okay, here we go. I voted for the government. I assume that's the Transformers enemy that Mark has voted for. I love the answers coming in for this. I voted for the government. That's awesome. Yes, it's Joe. It's interesting. I had stumbled upon it while on Amazon looking for the Transformers Jada Series 2 set. Wow, I didn't even know the Joe one existed. And very interestingly, I got the Transformers Jada 2 set. There was one repeat in there. I'm surprised it was only one, to be honest with you. I haven't seen the second set around yet. I got the first one. They're pretty neat. Checked out the G paint for Gundam. No primer needed. Pretty scratch resistant. I've never primed anything I've ever painted in my life. I've never seen any need to do it. I use cheap paints, but I use a good clear coat. So I don't know. It's worked for me. You got to do what works for you, I guess. I'm not spending a bunch of money on paint. $2 enough to spend on paint. Thanks. I got the Super 7. What? Oh, I don't get the Super 7. I might get the Unicron if it goes on sale. Yeah, I'm kind of like you, Jay. I don't really get the Super 7. It's like Funko Pops. Like, I don't get the point of those either. But they're not for me, obviously, right? Because the things sell like hotcakes. The Shattered Glass Jetfire looks great with the Toy Hack set. Two great figure. I guess I don't like putting on the stickers, I've discovered. I hate trying to put them on. I find it so hard. If I can put on some big ones, I don't need the Toy Hacks. He looks great. He looks great the way he is. But I mean, to each their own, I guess. I missed Jetfire on sale at Walmart. I don't deserve it anymore. Whoa. Yeah. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I think you're being a little hard on yourself there, bro. Hey, Anthony. I got the Jetfire first a couple of weeks ago. Liked it so much. I got Shattered Glass at a good price. It's worth the money. I agree, man. It's such a good one. Hey, Sean C. Got my Jetfire for $44.99 at Walmart on sale. I got my Jetfire for 76 Canadian on sale. I was like, the Canadian, price cheaper than the US price? Yes, sir. Now I did pay the full thing I did for my Shattered Glass Jetfire, but man, I don't regret it. It's so good. So good. Hey, Lance. Yeah, get the reissue, Lance. Absolutely get the reissue, buddy. Lance saying that he missed out the first time around. $1,000 Transformer or $1,000. If I had $1,000, that would blow me away as much as the Optimus is cool. Would rather the money. I'm just saying, after 10 minutes, what are you going to do with the Optimus? And he can't even stand up. I mean, you turn him off, he like hunches over. Working in the background, but listening. That's okay, Ken. You do what you got to do, right? Everybody got to work, buddy. Leo Prime looks like Larry the Cross-Eyed Lion from Born Free. I don't know that character or what Born Free is. I gotta go up because that just jumped on me. SS86 Ironhide is freaking fantastic. Blah 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 blah. I don't buy it, Jay. I'm sorry. I'm sure he's fine. I don't. There's nothing about it that I see that's fantastic. Not having the yellow stripe irks me to the nth degree. To the nth degree. And what's up with his face? Why does he look duck-lipped? I don't hate it. I'm not blown away like you are. It's just he's there. He exists in the world that we exist in. It's crazy. The secondary market on Jetfire goes anywhere from 100 to 200 on eBay. Guys, stop going to eBay. I haven't shopped there in about 5 years, and I'm not, because that's a scalper's paradise. Only a fool would buy from eBay at this point. Don't let eBay die, man. It was yesterday's news. Let it go by the wayside. With all the upgrades, ER cost more than 86. Actually, no, because I didn't pay for any of the upgrades. I wasn't going to buy any of the upgrades. They were sent to me. I got news for you. I didn't think he needed any of the upgrades. I thought he was just fine as he was. And no, he's not more expensive than, even with the upgrades, he's still here would not be more expensive, Jay. Here, the difference is that the 86 is literally double the price. Not a few dollars more, double the price. I don't see double the value at all. I mean, equivalent. He should be the same price. I see things changed out from the two, but I don't see anything any better. You keep saying it, and I don't think you're right. I think you're just smitten with new plastic, man. I got to be honest. I could lie to you and say, no, you're 100% right, but I'd be lying to you. I'm sure he's fine. And if I get him in hand, and I'll only get him in hand on sale, but if I get him in hand, maybe I'll review him and say, wow, he is freaking fantastic. But I think that I would say if you're happy with the Siege or the Earthrise, you don't need this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't like his feet though. I don't like the way that like the heel is what's attached. Is weird. It's weird. I don't know. I'm glad you're happy. I don't hate it. I don't care about it. 86 does look nice. Does it though? I don't know. They should have maybe if they'd given him the yellow stripe, maybe if they'd given him his one box, maybe if they had done the feet different, maybe if the hip skirt was 3 pieces instead of 1. Like I see a lot of problems with it. I don't hate it. I mean, I know a lot of people missed out on some of the earlier ones, so like I get jumping on this one if you missed out. But honestly, if you're happy with the Siege or you're happy with the Earthrise, I don't understand why you would spend more money on this than it's worth. I don't get it. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I finally like a wheelie, the core release. I like the Titans Return. So, but if you like the core release, cool, man. Hey, Fire Prime. I feel the same as what? I feel the same as for Red Cog $3 coupons. Yeah, like again, Cog is great. I don't understand why Red Cog was sold for so much more because it comes with a few little doodads. Big deal. So what? I love the Cog mold. I have it for Cog. I have it for Aragon. I would get Red Cog on sale. I'm not spending here. Red Cog is $54.99 plus tax. So Red Cog is $60. Spending $60 on Cog with a few doodads. Like no, I'm not that out of touch with reality yet. On sale, maybe say $30. Yeah, I'll get Red Cog for that. Sure, why not? I seen the transformation for Ironhide is cool, but it has a Claire tab that is very questionable, and for the price they want, it's big risk. Honestly, I'm just waiting for them to include the things that I said, like get rid of the blue translucent, just make it blue. Put the yellow stripe on. I'm waiting for the Buzzworthy Bumblebee release because let's be realistic, it's going to get repainted and released in Buzzworthy Bumblebee, 100%. I'll be shocked if it's not. Hey, Tyridium. Hey, Batfan. Legacy Blitzwing only looks bad in jet mode. No, it looks bad in tank mode. It looks bad in robot mode. It looks bad in jet mode. No, Legacy Blitzwing is awful. The Titans Return is the clear champion still. And the Titans Return got its issues. Don't get me wrong. Titans Return got a ton of issues. But of the 3 mainline offerings we have, the Titans Return is the clear winner for value for money and for accuracy to character. I shouldn't say the Titans Return. That's a lie. The Takara Legends. I've done a bunch of custom work on my Titans Return. The Takara Legends, still the clear, easy winner for Blitzwing as a whole package and value for money. I stand by it, man. The robot mode is not awesome. It looks like junk. His backpack is garbage. His visor has a line through the center of it. It's too big. His arms, what's all the junk on the inside of his arm? It looks awful. Sorry, Batman, I can't get there. Better than the Takara version Titans Return. Dude, you got to stop smoking whatever you're smoking because you're not right. I'm not even going to say, oh, it's a matter of subjectivity. I'm going to say you're wrong. Simple as that. It's not good. It's like mine's over there on the floor. My Legacy Blitzwing is over there on the floor because I can't bring myself to put him on the shelf. He's not even worth that. He looks that bad. And the more that I fiddle with it, and I was hoping like he'll grow on me, the more I hate the thing and think it's ugly and awful. I don't like anything about it. I don't like any of the modes about it. Target has 25% off. So get that Ironhide. That must be nice. We don't get sales like that here. Like after 2 or 3 years on clearance, we might get 20% off. Like we don't get 25% off here. Hey Tony, I will say Legacy has been shipping pretty steadily. Buzzworthy. Huh. No, Legacy hasn't shipped. I mean, we don't have many stores, granted. In terms of like mainline Legacy, Walmart is still on the Wave 1 Deluxes. They haven't moved off Wave 1 Deluxes. In terms of Wave 2, except for a comics shop where I got mine, I saw 2 Tarantulas and 2 Knockout. That's it. That's all I've seen. That's no. The Buzzworthy, though, if you go to Toys R Us, the Buzzworthy are chogged on the shelves. Easiest thing in the world to get because a deluxe there is $45 plus tax. Who's paying $45 plus tax for like blue streak? What's his name? Silver streak. Who's paying $50? Actually, by the time I put tax in, I think it's like $53 or something. Who's paying $53 for that? Let's get realistic. I only got Blitzwing because it was on sale. Otherwise, I would have skipped it. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm going to do with this. I don't. It's not going to replace. It's not going to come close to replace my Titans Return. Not close. We should see the new Buzzworthy next month. I don't know. Is there new Buzzworthy? What new Buzzworthy, Jay? I don't even know. Are you talking about the Hound and the Hatchet? I don't know about it being next month. That seems early. They just maybe. I don't know. Maybe. You know where you live better than I do. There were like 5 road haulers at my Wally World. Every box crushed. Why would they be crushed? That's weird. It just gives off broken, missing stuff vibes. Yeah, I get that. Leader class are $31.99 at Macy's, Toys R Us. Yeah. That jumped down again. Wait, leader class are $31.99. Leader class are $31.99. Not Voyager, leader class. That's insane. Leader class here at Toys R Us are $89.99. That's what a leader class is here. So, like, if that Blitzwing, for example, was here at Toys R Us, by the time you put taxes in, it's $100. It might be that Blitzwing might be worth $20, maybe. That's wild. Wow, that's really cheap. Oh my God. What? 1027 showing Death Source right now? I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey, Paul. Just got Dead End, Point Blank, and Crankcase. Lucky you. I wish I had them. I mean, I'm saying I wish I had them, but like, I don't know. We'll see if they show up. I feel like if we're going to get Wave 3, either Wave 2 and Wave 3 are going to be right on top of each other, or we're not going to get Wave 3 till March, maybe, and then Wave 1 of Evolution in June, maybe. I could believe that. I could see that. I hope not, but I could see it. HasLab Death Source just announced. Wow, it's news to me. News to me. Wow, what a disappointment. That's really disappointing news. HasLab trying to scam fans again. That's really disappointing. Too bad. Yeah, okay, guys. You're all saying HasLab Death Source just announced. I get it. It's disappointing. HasLab shouldn't exist. It's just scalping fans. So that's disappointing. I was hoping that they were just going to release it. That's too bad. I'm sure it looks great. It's just, I mean, I've backed that Star Saber and I feel so gross about it. I feel unclean about it. I don't like this. 34th Street stacked like crazy. My Toys R Us is here's such garbage. Buzzworthy is going to do a solid Ironhide. I agree. I'd say they're going to do a solid Ironhide. I don't know anything about 34th Street Macy's. I thought 21 had. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Thrilling 30 Blitzwing is enough for me. And Thrilling 30 Blitzwing is great, especially if either you didn't have the shoulder issue or you fixed it, which is an easy fix. 180 for Death Source. Not bad. Not bad. I'd have to see what comes with it. I mean, I'd done the math for Star Saber. And when I done the math for Star Saber, he was basically, about $30 short. And I was like, should have been 150, not 180. We'll see what Death Source is. Again, for me, it boils down to the math, right? It all boils down to the math. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go up here. Looks darn good. Love the Titans return Blitzwing. Thrilling third Blitzwing is enough for me. One of the source, 11 inches tall. It's a little short. I don't know. I'd have to see it. That's. I would have liked another extra inch on it at least. I don't know. I'll have to see. Red Cog is on sale for $25.99 at Target. Hey, Johnny. Got any good moose stories? No. Honestly, Johnny, I've never seen a moose. Oh, yeah. I think I saw one once with Starscream Wife. But outside of that one time, I've never seen a moose. I've seen moose tracks, but I've never seen a moose. Voyagers are $26.99 at Macy's, Toys R Us. I'm confused, Jay. So your Voyagers are $26.99 and your leaders are $5 more? That's insane. Yeah, you buy all that up. What? The head getting stuck is annoying, but I love the colors and do appreciate the attempt. The face swapping, the double dealer repaint was silly though. My head never got stuck. The face gimmick has always worked fine on them, but I know it hasn't for a lot of people. Let's see. Hey, Blue Raccoon. I got Silver Streak for $20. Oh yeah, I reported the bot as well. Already got my Jetfire reissue. Good. DX9 is supposedly reissuing their Gabriel. I hope so because I need an Omega Supreme. Gabriel's good. Honestly, they're all good ones. Of course. They're all good ones. I don't know if whether you go with Wei Jiang or Siege or Gabriel or Fans Toys, they're all good in their own way. Yeah, I just found out about 10 minutes ago. Never had it, but yeah, in Pixar Source G1 was big. Hot Rod was $24.99. Yeah, see, Hot Rod here was $39.99, right? Do you have Takara Grand Galvatron? No, I don't. I totally like the breakdown because he's from Prime. That's fair. Yeah, no, I don't have the. I didn't think Galvatron as a combiner worked, so it didn't work for me. I wasn't paying Takara prices for it. But I know some people do certainly like it. Okay, let's go through the TFCon stuff. Obviously, I'm gonna have to do the math and look into this death source for next week. I was already on here when the news came out. So I'm going to have to kind of take it from there and see what's what, see if I think the values are. That's the thing. Like I don't care what it looks like in terms of me making a decision on it. The math got to work. I think for Star Saber, though, it's so weird. I think the math kind of works for Star Saber. Like I said, about $30 too much, but the whole process of crowdfunding a $9 billion company is disgusting and makes me feel gross. It makes me feel amoral. I think it's beyond gross. I really, really, really do think it's beyond gross. I think it's bad business, really bad business. And I don't think it's going to be sustainable in the long term. I really don't, man. Anyway, the slides from TFCon. So HTB's nanobots, more of those were shown. And I got news for you. They're great. I have a bunch of them coming. I can't tell you when because I don't know, but yeah, I'm in for those. They will work very well with Titans. They will make season 4. I know I'm not done season 2, but they'll make season 4 of Universal Collision infinitely easier. So I'm totally in for those. What did we see there? We saw the renders for Huffer, Wheeljack. I know the prototypes are being worked on for those. Gears, Mirage, Prowl, Blue Streak. I've seen the Prowl and Blue Streak prototypes. I've seen the Cliff Jumper, the Bee, the Optimus Prime. I don't have him coming right now, but I will. The Nemesis, that was a new one to me. The Rumble, the Frenzy, the Ravage, the Laserbeak. All great. I've seen them as well as the Soundwave. The Thundercracker, Skywarp, and Starscream. And interestingly, the Seekers all have slight differences to them, and they're not the exact same. They have slight differences to them. Like one is a little shorter and a little wider. One is a little taller and a little thinner. One has a slightly different chest. Like they're just, when you see them, they'll fit, but they are each their own guy, just a little tiny bit if you kind of squint and turn your head to the side, right? Um, Megatron, he looks great. He does have an alternate hand and his flail or his mace, whatever you want to call it. Reflector, I can tell you that the reflector is a little bit more expensive than the other ones because it does come as a 3-pack, basically, right? Because you need the 3 guys, right? The Unicron hammer that was shown, that's also HTB's upgrade, and the Soundwave his tank. I assume it would be 3 3/4 scale. I don't know for sure, but yeah, HTB. I can tell you, working very hard. The guy behind it working very very hard. Nice guy, good guy. Let me just check in here slightly with you guys. You've what? Your live stream is getting more popular when they keep pushing the adult sites. Yeah, right. Down here for Soundwave, we need Legacy Enemy. You know what's funny? I took one of the, I don't know, was it a Frenzy? Maybe. I can't remember. It was one of the bots, and I painted my own enemy. I have them up on the shelf, so I actually have an enemy. But I can't argue with you, Blue. I think that you got a good point. Smokescreen has to be so frustrating because you can't just peg a light bar on the hard top. It needs to be a whole new bumper to look right. Are you talking what? A light bar on top? Why would Smokescreen have a light bar? I must be missing something. Amazon Black Zarak. I don't think is about. I get Black Zarak. I don't know those prices, but get Black Zarak. He's wonderful. Speaking of Smokescreen, I would make Silver Streak as my Smokescreen. I guess you could, or you could have just have Smokescreen. Did you catch the GameStop sales? No, I didn't know there was any GameStop sales, so I'm going to say no. I don't know if there was GameStop sales. I'm not always scouring for sales. I'm not always scouring to buy because I think the prices are insane. So if I have it, cool. Mad Hand, CrossFit, Nako Make. I don't know this. Anyway, they're doing a Grimlock model kit. It has like 800 pieces. I've heard that it's kind of G1. Well, it's sort of G1 colored and kind of based on the movie design. Though when I look at it, I'm like, I don't really think this is the movie design. It's an interesting looking model kit for Grimlock. It's highly stylized. Other than the colors, I don't think I would recognize that it's Grimlock. And he has like a gold faceplate. And I'm like, I don't think I dig that. It needs to be silver or just make it black or something. I don't think I dig the gold faceplate, but to each their own. Maybe you do, right? Maybe you do dig the gold faceplate. What else do we have there? Sorry, I just hit the mic. Metalgate showed off their drift. That's what it actually has 3 modes, though that helicopter's kind of iffy. They're also doing a pterosaur that maybe it's MP scaled. I'm not sure. It seems bigger than the deluxe that we recently got. Whether you got the buzzworthy Bumblebee one or you got the, I don't know, the one that came with the disc, right? The golden disc collection, I think it was. This seems bigger than that. I think this is probably MP, but I really don't know for 100%. They're also doing a Bumblebee Optimus and a Bumblebee that both look great. They look really good. I don't know the scale, but they look really good. Transformer Rollout showed off more of their Cybertron Optimus Prime. Previously, they did a G1 Jazz. Apparently, the wingspan is like 2 feet. Like, it is a gigantic wingspan. I spoke about this in depth last week, and I said that I think that they might be onto something because this looks like a very functional, very clean version of Cybertron Optimus Prime. Holy moly. I can't believe I got to do this again. And let's see. As we go down here a little bit. Didn't catch the sales. Tony says, you mentioned Prowl and Blue Streak. They're identical besides the sirenlets. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying now. I get what you're saying now. Yes, yes, yes. You're right. You do need a completely different bumper if you're going to do a smoke screen. Yes, you're right. Yes, okay. I got you now. Smoking never was a cop. I thought that you were talking about smoke screen having a light bar, and I got confused there. Yes, I got what you're saying now. Yeah, no, I got you now. It was my misunderstanding. It wasn't you. It was my misunderstanding. The movie influence on the Grimlock can definitely be seen in the dinosaur head having horns. Yeah, I guess, but like it's a stretch, Sam. I think it's a stretch anyway. I lucked out at Toys R Us Red Cog for 32 Canadian. Yeah, and I mean he was on for that. I certainly couldn't get it at the time. Anyway, it is what it is. Speaking of buzzworthy, I found an electronic wheel spin bumblebee at Ross this week. I don't know what an electronic wheel spin bumblebee is. Do I even want to know what that is? I feel like that's a giant gimmicky junk bumblebee. I don't know. $10 probably sounds about right. Um, me and the gimmicks, right? Who would have ever thought that we would want bots to go away? Well, let's see. Yeah, no. I was gone ahead, so I didn't know what you were talking about. I didn't know what you were talking about there, Tony. I would make a rant on YouTube. What? I would make a rant on YouTube. What they've been not doing. Okay, do it then. Was watching the Hasbro thing. I didn't know there was a Hasbro thing. Seemed to be streaming on YouTube without needing to be a member. Okay. Oh, was that the whole thing that they were doing with the? Was that the whole thing that they were doing with the like Pulse people or whatever? That wasn't done earlier today. No, it's gimmicky. Yeah, I figured it was gimmicky. All right, going on. What else do we have here? X-Transbots showed off their long haul. If you want another Devastator, I assume an MP Devastator. I don't know. If you're doing an MP Devastator, I think you got to try and beat Toy World, and I don't know if you can. Maybe you can. Magic Square showed off their Huffer. Looks tremendous if you're in for like a small Legends Huffer. Their Jazz and their Jetfire. All of these apparently are Legend scale, and they all look really great. But are we surprised? It's Magic Square. Iron Factory showed off their Huffer, which honestly, I think looks really nice. I think they did a really nice job with their Huffer. They also showed off more of their samurai line stuff. I don't know. If you want it, cool. Like they showed off their Ironhide. And I have to be honest, only I knew it was Ironhide. Neither bot or vehicle. Nothing would have clued me in that it was Ironhide. I never in a billion years would have guessed that it was Ironhide. It looks great. Looks cool, but I wouldn't have guessed Ironhide. Fans Toys finally showed off their Superion, most notably the two legs. I feel like they've been like years and years and years with this. I don't know. It's nice to see some movement. I guess if you're in for that, MMC, as Ultra Marcus mentioned at the beginning of the stream, showed off their Streetwise. Looks great. I wouldn't expect anything less from MMC. They also showed off their Steeljaw and their Double Dealer. Their Double Dealer looks really, really interesting. I'm actually a big fan of their Double Dealer. Fans Hobby showed off their Power Master Optimus Prime. Basically, they showed off God Bomber, which looks really cool. The Armada Optimus Prime Redeco. I don't like Armada Optimus Prime, but if you do, then like I still think Fans Hobby is the way to go. They showed off Armada Jetfire. I presume it will be able to connect to their Armada Optimus, and that thing will be gigantic. I'm kind of really impressed with that. And to go along with it, they have the whole redeco done for Armada Megatron to be the like souped up more Galvatron-y type. So man, if I was a Unicron trilogy guy, I think Fans Hobby would be my saving grace. I really, really do. And New Age showed off their Bumblebee, their Cliff Jumper, their Optimus Prime, their Magnus, their Claire Magnus, their Megatron. All of these, except for the Claire Magnus, are really like the dirty versions of the molds that they already have. Nothing wrong with it. Just don't know if anybody really needs a whole bunch of dirty versions of the molds. Though I'm sure that Matt Baldwin will want the Claire Ultra Magnus. Let's do the trivia, and I'll check back with you guys. Here's the trivia. It comes from our buddy Sam, who's in here tonight. And it's very fitting because, of course, Monday is Halloween. So this one fits in quite nicely. Which two cons from Transformers Animated were both initially, what two cons from Transformers Animated were initially designed to look like Frankenstein's monster? So, what two cons from Animated were supposed to look like Frankenstein's monster? Was it A, Black Arachnia and Blitzwing? Was it B, Megatron and Starscream's like reconstructed bodies? Was it C, Lockdown and Lugnut? Or was it D, Mixmaster and Scrapper, the Constructicons? So who was it? A, Black Arachnia and Blitzwing. B, Megatron and Starscream's reconstructed bodies. C, Lockdown and Lugnut. Or D, Mixmaster and Scrapper. I'll let you guys answer. I'm going to go back up here and see what is going on here. Round right here. Yeah, I reported him to Ultra Megatronus. Speaking of buzzworthy, I found an electronic. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you already said that one. Was watching the Hasbro things. Seemed to be streaming on YouTube without being a member. No, it's gimmicky. But I like most of it. It was a Pulse event. Oh, okay. They didn't really promote it. Okay. I've never watched any of the Hasbro stuff. I can't. They're all too fake. I can't watch those people. I just get the news after. I'm trying to clear some of these unwanted comments. Yes, so am I, buddy. So am I. Yeah, Ash, dude, like you're way behind. People already mentioned the Death Source. And I already said I find it disgusting and reprehensible that HasLab is still a thing. I'm going to have to look at the math. I can't comment on it yet. You, Grimlock, input, Starscream, wife, we'll see it. Okay. Just check that Death Source. Really not impressed. I'd have to see it, right? I like they call Armada Optimus Prime Naval Commander. Yes, because of the fish face super. Yeah, I thought Naval Commander was a clever little nod and a clever little name there too. The fans hobby Armada Galvatron looks nice. No hurry with backing. I want to see how it looks when they add color. You mean all they have yet is a grayscale? Yeah, okay. I'm not backing that on a grayscale. Get real. C. Lockdown Lugnut C. I'm guessing C. Lockdown has bolts and his flipping neck. Let's see. Trying to find a replacement for my CW Jetfire. Got any ideas for your CW Jetfire? Yeah, the Siege reissue. Done. Get the Siege reissue. Everything should be retail release, Jay. Nothing should be. It's a $9 billion, not million, $9 billion company. Why are we crowdfunding a $9 billion company? What's the problem internally with that company that they need to come to fans? A lot of them strapped for cash, especially in the fall, going toward the holidays, and saying, "Hey, please crowdfund us because we don't believe this is going to sell." It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I don't see this helping their stock prices rise. I really don't. Death Source was blue, like Victory. However, they put Crasher, Shadowstrip, Minerva up for order on Pulse. Again, let Pulse die. Get out of the retail space. I mean, I don't know. Minerva was retail here, and Crasher was retail, and Shadowstrip was retail. If I had to get it through Pulse, I don't think I'd get it. Not the whole Jetfire, just the hip. Just the hip. Oh man, I don't know. 3D print a hip. That's a rough break. I used Bondic to fix a hip. We had two, and I used Bondic to fix the hip, but you'd have to paint it after, and depending on the break, it might be clean, but it might not be clean. That's a hard one. Yeah, I don't even know if crowdfund equals greed. I think crowdfund equals desperate. I'm just saying. I definitely agree. HasLab is a bad idea. It is, and so is the one from Mattel. But at least the thing Mattel is doing is 4 feet by 3 feet. Like, I don't think crowdfunding multi-billion-dollar companies is the way to go. Like, that's just the rich saying, "Hey, we're begging for your money. I don't know. I find it distasteful and sad, to be honest with you. Maybe it is greed. You guys are right. The answer is yes, C. Indeed, it is C. And that brings us to the very end. And I only have one little itty bitty pickup this week, though I might have more next week. And it is, I'm happy to say, just got this today, Bomb Burst. Yeah, buddy. Wave 3 starting off with Bomb Burst. Now, I did cut the little thingies that were like kept them strapped in. They were plastic, by the way. And wait, hold on. Okay, so here's Bomb Burst. Now, I know some people don't like the Pretenders done this way. I love it, but where's his wings? Ain't this dude supposed to have wings? Where's his wing? Oh, there they are. Okay. They're on the back. The little wing pieces are on the back. And so is, look at that. So is this little blaster. I guess that's his blaster. That must be his blaster, I guess. Or his axe. I don't know. What is it he got? Axe? It's his axe, I guess. But Bomb Burst. I love that we're getting the Pretenders. And I love the way they're being done. As I said last week, doing the shells would just take up too much space in the mold tray. It would make the price astronomical. I just don't think it's worth it. I think this is the smart way to go. And I am tickled to have him. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get out of here. I love you guys. I appreciate you coming by, especially since there was a whole thing going on from Hasbro. You know how special you are to me. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through Spring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member at any given time. Don't forget to also hit that subscribe button, stick around and have some fun with us. And especially don't forget that each and every one of you, Ken, John, Input, Marcus, Blue, everybody else, each and every single one of you, each and every single day. By the way, Input, the comment I made yesterday about what I had coming, it's the nanobots, the HTB nanobots. I got them coming. Don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single day, you guys right there, you do make a difference. And I, of course, look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams here on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old fashioned way right here inside the videos.